And Micah, welcome to the 2022 Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference. Tell us what company you're with, what your role is, and what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Micah Tapman, CEO of BDSA. Market research is what we do. We are all about removing uncertainty from the decision-making process. Right? For us, it's all about looking at the data, processing that data, and finding the insights so that those decisions are actually informed decisions, not just opinions.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dig into that a little bit deeper. With this research that you do and the market insights that you have, who's your ideal use case for then using this data? What kind of company, what kind of sector, what do you use it for?
Yeah, so brands are really the bread and butter for us, right?
Okay.
And brands have multiple different uses for the insights that we bring to the table. They'll look at category share. For example, should they bring a topical to market or a beverage to market, or should they go into the pre-rolls market? And, infused pre-rolls are blowing it up. So,
Sure.
how do you jump into that? You can look at things like total addressable market as a good question, as a starting point. Even looking at what markets to go into. New Jersey opened up today.
Sure.
It's the sexy market right now. How big is New Jersey going to be? How fast is it going to develop? And what is that profile likely to look like?
Sure.
And we're able to look at this because we've got data going all the way back to 2014 in Colorado and from the start of many other markets. We can bring that to bear on those decisions at the boardroom table.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about like the past 24 months, right? Obviously, we've had COVID, we've had, the economy doing all kinds of acrobatics. We've been all over the place. But what have you guys seen change in macro trends in the research that you're doing?
So one of the most interesting trends is the consumer adoption of cannabis is continuing to rise. We've seen a rise in the number of consumers in every single legal market throughout the 4 years we've been measuring this. It is now north of 50% in mature markets like Colorado.
Got it.
Meaning 50% of the available consumer population, meaning 21 plus adults,
Yeah.
are choosing to consume cannabis on a regular basis. That is a pretty exciting number when
Definitely.
you start looking at it. The other thing that we're really seeing is the rise of different form factors. I mentioned topicals, edibles, beverages, etc. Many of these took time to develop because they're a little bit harder to build than just growing a plant.
Sure.
A pre-roll or a raw flower is sort of the base model of a cannabis product. All right, when you get into things like even an infused pre-roll, you need manufacturing facilities set up to
Yep.
do that infusion and to do it really well.
That makes sense. Okay, and then a final question for you. Let's look ahead a little bit, actually. We've seen the trends change, obviously, especially the stuff that you mentioned. Very exciting for the adoption that we've seen. But the next 12 months, 24 months, what do you see coming down the road in terms of change, in terms of new things? What do you guys think the future is going to hold?
Yeah, one of the most exciting is what we refer to as the minor cannabinoids and terpenes. So it used to be that if it was sativa versus indica, that was your decision point for a cannabis product. That's now changing, and we're getting to see CBD obviously infused into a lot of products, but also CBG, CBN. Those infusions or that inclusion of that chemical allows a plus 20%, plus 30% price difference.
Sure.
For those products. So we think those manufacturers are really going to be doubling down on the mood and effect side of it to really capitalize on that price difference.
Got it. Well, going to be very interesting to watch, but Micah,
sure.
amazing insights. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you. Bye.